not investigated by such crimes. In accordance with the Public Security Forum, over the past 5 years, the Brazilian police killed 11,197 people in Brazil. But things become scarier when you take a close look to the profile of those victims. In the state of São Paulo, for example, 97% of the people killed by the police are very young male, from 15 to 29 years old, and 60% of those victims are black people. Any of you have an idea of the percentage of the cases where people are killed by the police in the state of Rio de Janeiro under the resistant authority rule that are not further investigated by the Public Prosecutor's Office? Pick a number in your hand. You're gonna be shocked, but a research conducted by the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro concludes that 99.2% of those cases are shelved by the Public Prosecutor's Office. 99.2%. If this is not a clear license given by the state for the police to kill, I don't know what it is anymore. Amarildo Dias de Souza, Cláudia Ferreira da Silva, and more recently, Eduardo Ferreira, a boy of 10 years old. All of them, black and residents of low-income communities of Rio de Janeiro, became nationally known by the brutality in which the police executed them. Amarildo, for example, was tortured and killed inside of a police station in the low-income community of Rocinha in 2013. Those cases will probably be part of the 99.2% of the shelved cases if it wasn't for popular mobilization started by the local residents of the low-income communities. While in the military regime, we had indiscriminate violence and oppression against any citizen that dared to oppose to the regime. Today, human rights violations committed by the state are much more selective. It has a clear social and racial discrimination. As Professor Hagopian mentioned, we face a racial inequality. However, to get to the conclusion that we should blame only our police is a wrong and a completely distorted vision of the problem. Let's not forget that a police officer never pulls the trigger alone. He's the agent of the state, and as such, he follows the policy and rules implemented by such state. This is why, right now, the Congress in Brazil is willing to lower the age of criminal responsibility for minors. In my opinion, they should be concerned about creating public policies that could provide better opportunities for young and poor people. But instead, they are concerned in increasing the number of young people in jail in a country that has the 4th largest prison population in the world. But again, let's not forget that politicians do not sign bills alone. They receive the support of the population. And if in Brazil, human rights violations are still institutionalized, we should not excuse our responsibility for such crimes. We should not excuse ourselves from the fact that we consent with these human rights violations. The sad truth is that, unfortunately, the protection of lives of black and poor people do not matter in Brazil as it should. To summarize my perception to the panel, how can we talk about democracy in Brazil in such scenario? Because I can see this clearly transition to democracy